1.
Well, I have to make sure we hit the deadlines. There's a lot of emphasis on hits on the online version, as well as circulation figures these days, what with all the competition. Although we do sometimes pay for feature stories from reliable sources, we have to be very careful because of the libel laws. It can cost a lot if someone decides to sue over something we've written. The other big difference these days is people's short attention span. They want less reading and more infographics. It's extremely gratifying when it all works and it's put to bed, and we can start working on the next issue.
2.
You really do have to be able to work under pressure, especially when you have some breaking news on the evening bulletin and someone is screaming in your earpiece from the gallery. Sometimes I have to interview politicians. They're so evasive, beating around the bush. It's all sound bites. They never give a straight answer to questions and are always trying to put a spin on things. It's very competitive. We're constantly involved in ratings wars, and we're all expendable. It seems that more and more airtime is given over to celebrity stories to get the best viewing figures, which is a bit frustrating.
3.
I started out on my own and then ended up doing it for a big media organisation. It's great. I write more or less what I want, although I have to do quite a lot of updates as things move fast these days. We do get some negative comments. There are a lot of internet trolls out there ready to attack you and each other. Luckily, the moderators are usually good and take upsetting or offensive stuff down pretty quickly. It's great when what you write starts trending on social media, or you start something which then goes viral. I have a lot of Twitter followers, so it happens quite a lot. Or the other way round. I pick up on other stuff on social media, often through the hashtags people use. What's now called citizen journalism is becoming more and more important to us. It really helps us get stories first, which is very satisfying. TV is much slower these days.
4.
Everyone's looking for a scoop, that one really big story or a really exclusive, but mostly it's quite mundane stuff. When something new comes up, it's good to be able to get a feature out of it. There's a lot more user-driven content around these days because of social media. You can get leads on stories from the blogosphere. There's also still a lot of checkbook journalism around, though, in the tabloids, and there are so many so-called press conferences which are anything but. It's just a prepared statement with no opportunities for questions. I don't know, maybe people want more infotainment rather than hard news. I think media bias is much worse in the broadcast media, though.
5.
I've been posted all over the place. Last year I spent 6 weeks with the army. The conflict got a lot of media coverage and I was filing reports at all hours. There are tight deadlines and sometimes you have to file copy under some difficult conditions. I've also had to do some live broadcasts, which can be a bit tricky sometimes, problems hooking up with the satellites. On the whole, though, it's a terrific way to make a living.
6.
We get a bad press, if you'll excuse the pun. I usually sell my stuff to the popular press, the red tops, the glossies, and there's a lot of online stuff now. So, even some of the broadsheets are now getting in on the act. Sometimes it's really easy just to doorstep someone, but other times I have to stake places out for days just to get one shot. The problem for us these days is everyone has a camera phone. They may get the best shots and we lose out. People will go mad for the right snap. People who go on and on about invasion of privacy make me sick. The celebs love the exposure. Any media coverage is good for them. I have a few good sources who let me know who's in town, and then off I go. It's easy money. They're all fair game, these people.